Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Motive Art Academy. If you're watching this video, that means that you have signed the contract and are ready to join us.
We are happy to have you, and we just want to tell you a little bit about our beginnings. We met at various places over the years, but our founder or our owner, Jessica
Jessica.
Armasnoda, got our little group together. So we started with her as our leader.
And both of us are part of the founding team.
Yes.
And we're both volunteers at the gallery.
And that's how the gallery's run. It's a consignment gallery run
There's
by
no-
volunteers.
There's no paid staff. We just put in our hours to make sure that the store is always open for all the hours that the mall is open.
Yeah, so today we're going to go over the contract in a little bit more detail because we all know how contracts are so much fun to read. And so we're going to hopefully cover some of your frequently asked questions.
Absolutely.
And if you have any burning questions after seeing this video, please just comment on the video and we can get back to you.
All right, so I think what we're starting with is the legalities.
Yes, which if you follow the contract, it is under terms and it covers the first 8 items. Just please read that on your own. If you have any questions, follow up with a comment on the video and we'll get back to you. But we're not going to go over that in detail today.
Yeah, just make sure that you do read it. It's important for you to understand it so that there is no miscommunication later on.
Right. Next thing we're going to go into in more detail is the inventory sheets.
All right, so this is what it will look like once it is printed up. You will receive a link to your unique sheet from Motive Art Academy. And you'll be able to edit it with all your inventory in it. Yeah. So the first column
is a description of your item, and then your second column is your SKU or your unique code. Everybody's code is 3 letters that are unique to them and will stay with all your products, any product you bring in. And then after that, it's 3 digits. Mm-hmm. And so if you're starting with your first item, you bring it in as 001, 002, etc. You carry on.
If you have a lot of the same exact item, all you have to do is then put the total amount of that same item instead of creating a specific SKU for each one.
It just simplifies everybody's life if you can do that. Okay,
what else is in here? On the sheet, there you'll have a space to put the price and of course quantity.
Your name goes down here.
Yeah, your name will be on it so that it always shows up when we're doing a sale. We'll know who the artist is. That's really important, especially if we get questions about, you know, who is this artist? Can I see their other things and stuff like that? So it's very helpful to tag everything that you have. And
yeah, just a little bit more about the inventory sheet. Whenever you bring in your inventory, please bring in a hard copy of your inventory sheet. Make a copy for yourself and bring one to us. You can download that copy, but when you're bringing in additional items on your next delivery, always edit the original link.
Yes. Renewing your inventory, it's a lot easier if you actually use the original link. We'll be able to see it and know what you're bringing and what we're adding in, even though we still need the hard copy because it's not always the same person at the store adding all the inventory.
Right. Okay, tagging your items.
So tagging is really important because it allows anybody who's browsing and looking at our work and wanting to buy things to know exactly the cost, who makes it, what it's made out of. There's a few important things that should be on your tag. If you can fit it in, of course. The most important part is your price and your personal SKU number, which again is the three letters and the 3 numbers. Those must be on everything. The other things that are additional that you can put, especially if you're bringing in certain things that are a certain size or, made out of certain materials, you can have the medium, the size, and even your name. This is just an example of what I use for mine. I make tags that look exactly like this for a lot of my artwork, and it goes on the back or it hangs from the artwork itself. There are many other ways you can do tags though. What are the other ones?
Here's a hanging tag that you could, with a little safety pin on it. So if you've got soft items, clothing, that sort of thing, you can just hang it by a safety pin and a string and a piece of tag paper.
A little tag, yeah.
A little tag.
And it can be as simple as, what is on that one?
This one doesn't have my SKU on it.
No,
this was
but I mean, let's say it would be $8 each, or 2 for $15 is written on there so that people don't have to guess if they're buying multiples.
Yeah, and this was from clothing, so it had the size. Yeah, so just as much detail as you can, but
some items you can, of course, fit all that detail, but always have the SKU and the price.
Exactly.
And this is another way of doing it. Little tiny tags you can just peel off. You can have them written out, you can print them, you can, there's a lot of different ways, as long as all the information that is pertinent to that piece is on there. Because we can't really sell something if we can't figure out who it belongs to, or how much it is. And there's another way of, you can attach your tag with a string. That one has a little bit of information about this journal. It has the SKU number and the price on it, and it's just tied on with string. You can use adhere it with or bobby pin or pins. What do you call those? Clothing pins, safety pins.
Paper clips. Some of my items I've put it on paper clips.
Yeah.
It really, it depends on your item. Jewelry certainly is a little bit trickier to tag because it's small. That way you could probably
sometimes use a file folder tag or a printed out tag or written out, and then you fold it over on itself so it sticks, but it's part of, it looks like a little tag, stuck on your jewelry, which works really well.
Yeah. The other thing about tagging is bringing your items in finished. We want everything to look professional in the store. We want to hold the standards that we've set for ourselves. So wall art should be ready to hang, which means it should have either a sawtooth hanger on the back or be wired correctly. If you have any questions about that, again.
It's great to try and use the softer wire, the one that's coated, only because it keeps people from poking or scratching, and it doesn't break. It's very hard to break that kind of wire.
Resin, if you're a resin artist, we like the edges sanded down at the back if it's coming out of a mold, so it has no sharp edges. We don't want anybody to cut themselves on anything.
Especially any items that children might like they love those keychains.
Right.
The letter keychains and the little animal keychains and stuff. All that is handled by little children, so it's best to keep it so that it's safe.
Yes. And if you are a jewelry artist, if you can somewhere list the composition of your metals, for us to find, even just on your inventory sheet, then we can put it into the system, into the Square system.
And it allows us to also answer people questions about your jewelry specifically, because we do have quite a few different jewelry artists.
Yes, and we get a lot of questions. What's in this? Is this sterling silver? Is it...
We can make better sales.
Yeah, we can make better sales if we have more information. Okay.
All right, so
next item is the term of stay.
Yes.
So we are based on a 3-month term, which can be repeating.
It starts at $150, of course, and that's for the 3 months. So breaking it down, it's $50 a month.
Or $1.65 a day.
Yes.
Which covers all the time that the mall is open, which is 70 hours per week plus at times.
Mm-hmm.
And it covers your items being showcased, the wrapping, the service charges that we pay to the Square. It covers all that, bagging. Yes, so it covers a lot.
We're only closed 2 days a year, Christmas and New Year's. So all the other time, the long weekends, the, you know, and any other day, we are open, and we're open the same hours as the mall is open. So that's when people get to see your stuff, which is a lot. It opens up for a lot of people to be able to view your pieces.
Yes. So 3-month term. If after your 3rd month you don't want to continue, say you start in February, you would be there from February, March, and April. If you're not wanting to continue into May, we would like an email 2 weeks before the end of April,
the 3rd month.
the end of the 3rd month, to just give us notice that you're not going to be continuing and to arrange to pick up your stuff.
One of the reasons is we don't have enough storage space for keeping a lot of items, and we also, you know, want other artists to have a chance to come in, and so we need to open up that shelf space. So if the items are not picked up, they remain on the shelf and we sell them, and some of that is used to cover any expenses again that we incur. And what is the
Well, we'll read number 25.
number 25, which is important?
It's important. We've circled it here.
Yes, and we'll read it out just so that it's very clear with you.
At the end of the term/agreement, the vendor should pick up the remaining inventory in the space of 10 business days. So that's 10 business days into the coming month. Following this period, their inventory will be sold at 50% of the listed price, and the vendor will receive 65% of that sale after the $50 buy-in fee has been discounted. Past 1 month after the end of the term, the vendor's inventory becomes property of Motive Art Academy.
So to save yourself from from forfeiting all your inventory that you didn't pick up, it's best to just follow the contract terms, so that, you know, we don't have any issues with you wanting, you know, to know what happened to your inventory.
Yeah, exactly. And if you are continuing after the 3 months, yay, that's great. That means you did quite well, and we're happy to keep you. And a little heads up is sometimes welcomed, but the email stream gets really busy. So if you are just wanting to continue, if you forward your $150 for the next 3 months, then we know you're happy with us and happy with your sales.
Absolutely. All right, so
Payment.
On to payment.
On to payment. You will receive within 10 business days of each month end. Yeah.
Yes, you will receive
a
sales report.
Sales report that says your items that have been sold and the breakdown of your percentage that you've received, and all the items that have been sold. Unfortunately, if you don't get a report, that typically means no sales, and it's unfortunate, but it does happen.
But it does happen. It's happened to all of us at one point or another. The interesting thing, though, is you can always track what you've sold and kind of create things that you see have potential or are selling. And that report helps a lot with you keeping an eye on trendy things and things that are happening, you know, because I think part of the art business is also being able to sell and selling, you know, doing well, trying to, and that's what we're here for. That's why the store is open, is because we're all artists who, you know, want to succeed, and this is one great way of doing it.
Yes. We do not have an ability to generate a report that tells you how many items you have left in the store, unfortunately.
No.
So you are responsible for keeping track, just reconciling your inventory that you've sent in with your sales reports. So that will give you the idea of what you have.
And this is why it's great for you to then, from that report, go and check your own inventory sheet and refresh it and add and bring new things in, and so that you know when you're low on certain things, that's what's obviously selling. And it's a great way for you to track how to create your own, because it is your business, right? So this allows you on how to create more things that are, more suitable for the different stores that you might be at, or for our store. I think that's part of your responsibility, and it's a great way of tracking how you're doing.
Yeah, and this brings us to our last topic, which is artist responsibility, as far as profiling your work and profiling the store.
Yes. So social media is super important. Most businesses have an online presence, whether it's on a daily basis or a weekly basis. We do have some expectations of you being able to post on your social media and then tag Motive Art Academy, and make sure that you do that on a regular basis with the items that you've brought in. Showcase them. Be proud of having art and items available in a store.
In a store, in a mall.
And yeah, exactly, in a big mall. It can get really busy in there, and it's really great. It's a lot of not just exposure. I know people talk about exposure constantly, but you also have to promote your own artwork. As part of your responsibility for your artwork, we share a lot of different things if you share them with us. So when you tag the store, we're able to then put it on our stories, or if it's just,
Exactly.
it helps us all, because social media only works when people are coming together and then sharing things, so that your group sees our stuff and our group sees your stuff. And then we get more engagement, which means more people interested in the store, more people interested in coming in and buying things. Some of us artists that really enjoy what we do tend to be a little bit more, into the social media, but even just having Instagram posts helps. Facebook, I know that there's a lot of artists who don't use social media, and then unfortunately, sometimes there's not much we can do aside from, what you share with us, I don't know, at the beginning. And we do take care of advertising and doing different events and trying to make sure that people see our store and come in. But as an artist, you do still also need to,
tell your friends.
Take on.
Tell your friends you're there. Get them to maybe share it on social media too, or get them like other artists that are in the store. Maybe follow some of the other artists that are in the store, and then whenever we post, any of us, I think if we can all share, it just gets out to a wider audience, and it can only help all of us.
One of the great things too is inviting friends down to the store to meet you at the mall or whatever. Even if you're not a mall person, every once in a while it's good to have that presence within the store and to bring people through to show them what you're doing and where you're at. There is nothing greater for your business than people seeing it firsthand.
I agree.
Right?
Yes.
I know, I've met some of your friends there, as a matter of fact.
I know, my friends have all been there.
I know, same with all of mine. I'm trying to think of anybody. I've had even people who come from out of town come into the store. And so inviting people and being proud of having a storefront that you're part of, and, sharing it is super important for you to succeed. And that's what we want.
Yes, don't be shy.
Don't be shy. We want you to be successful. We want you to learn from whatever we have, any knowledge that we can share with you. Ask.
Yes, we can all learn something from each other.
Yes, comment on the video, or send us a message, or come into the store and visit and have a talk with one of us who volunteers. I think it's really fantastic, and we all get more encouraged the more we help each other succeed.
Yes, yes. So we look forward to meeting you.
Yes, welcome to
Motive Art Academy.
Motive Art Academy.
Okay, bye.
Bye.